Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have a pretty fun thing to get to go and talk about and have a little bit of a deep dive on. Now, as you guys probably know, today is officially the PlayStation 5 Pro launch day. So a lot of people either start getting their consoles, or at least a lot of them might be already starting to ship on out, depending on who and where and if you're lucky or not. So if you guys did go get one, please leave a comment down below, or throughout the time, whenever you guys do watch this video, let me know if you guys actually do enjoy your console. I myself am just kind of been just going through the motions and checking all the YouTube stuff. When I have a chance to, I'll probably go set up my PS5 Pro in my bedroom and just hopefully try to enjoy it. So hope you guys can enjoy it yourselves. So make sure you guys are subscribed before we dive into the video, because we are also going out a PS5 Pro, and this video is going to be a little more of an in-depth kind of popping on through the general idea and review of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, as you guys probably know, we've had some good ideas and kind of good concepts of why people might get the PlayStation 5 Pro. You know, we had the ray tracing, PSSR, slightly better specs, you never had a PS5, a lot of various things we've had a chance to go and talk about. And I want to go and kind of give you guys the overall, I guess, high-level picture of what you will be getting if you guys do go buy a PS5 Pro. Because Digital Foundry, who's been very good on top of like giving their overall ideas, concepts, etc., I'm going to kind of use them as a springboard and use some of their information and kind of also combine with my information to kind of give you guys my idea of like why you should get it and what I kind of think about the console and just overall what you're getting yourself on into and the big picture. So hope you guys will enjoy. And if you guys do want to go pick up a console, we do have all the affiliate links down below. They do support me a lot, but if no worries, if you guys don't want to, or you guys already got one, don't feel bad about it. We have bonus giveaway entries as well, link down below. So there's a lot of things to go break on down of why people might want to go get a PS5 Pro. And like I said, all this video linked down below for the proper, credit for it, but I'm going to almost kind of use them as like a quick impression, kind of use some of their ideas and concepts on why, because I just feel like it's a good wide picture, and we may actually go break down some of this stuff more in separate videos. So don't mind that if you guys do see some more stuff, but I might want to fine tune to get more information, because sometimes people like that. That's why I'm saying this is like a general video vibe. So one kind of big thing to know is that they do have some more future support when it comes to 8K support, and they have a few different types of like confirmations for that in different games already, which is really nice, really cool. So this kind of means like in the future, we're probably going to be expecting more 8K. So if you want to future-proof yourself, it's totally cool. But of course, you guys could also go get a PS6 in a few years. The PS5 will be playing all these games regardless. It's just a better experience. Or if you want to replay through old games or want to first try some old school games like PS4 games, they'll actually have proper, better like production value, gameplay value, efficiency, performance, whatever the best word for it would be, if you guys do even have the PS5 Pro, because there's brand new options with it. But basically, future games will have 8K support. It's built on it, and they're kind of pushing that a little bit. They tried to push that with the PS5, and they kind of gave up on it, and they pushed it for the PS5 Pro instead. But as Dave kind of talked about in the video too, guys, I'm kind of just using these quick references for this. But they do actually have a chance to go and improve different games that you have. Like the games will be a bit cleaner, even looking at things like text, textures, clothing, all these random different like image things. So the PS4 games will actually go be better. Now, sometimes they're hard to go and see, but like I can see a pretty rough, good distance that it just looks more realistic, better shading, better lighting, and basically using the AI to fill in the blanks a little bit more. We saw better examples. We covered this on a separate video prior already. It's kind of like just together video, like I said, but we saw that even backgrounds in games like Bloodborne just looked a little bit more cleaner, looked a little bit nicer, and it's just an overall better experience. It's nothing crazy, and as well, some of these games you can just play on PC and do that already, and probably even do it better, so I don't want to take that away from the general view, but I'll just keep that in mind that also does have better PS4 quality enhancements. Now, there's also been some other bigger things, though, too, which we actually might dive into as more of a drama thing. So I do want to also going to give you, once again, the high picture of the good, bad, the ugly, and this is like more of a, I'd say, a high-level review. And I'm going to probably talk about this as a separate video, probably even as of today, because there is a lot more we can dive on into it. But I want to remind everyone the console does run well. It's a good console, don't get me wrong. But the PS5 Pro also is not perfect. And once again, as I just mentioned prior, sometimes the PC will actually be a better decision for you guys to spend your money on. You'll actually get if you want to go a little more on the enthusiast side. The $700 value, though, is very efficient and very cheap, and you're going to get a really good value out of it. And to have that same quality on, say, a PC, you're gonna probably have to go and spend a little bit more money than that overall. So I just want to remind you guys that like that is, if you guys got the Boku bucks, spend the Boku bucks. Get like that $2,000 PC, and you're gonna probably enjoy it for quite some time. But if you guys just want something that's affordable, maybe you have like a family, maybe a little bit younger, the PS5 Pro is gonna be chill. It's really worth the $700 value. But I do want to remind everyone is like the bearer of bad news, and it is a high level thing that people should know about. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more, and hopefully I don't get too much hate comments on a separate video, because there's want consumers to know about it, too. But there is a lot of instances where some of these games, number one, are going to have a little bit of time to go cook with a little bit more proper patches, and that we have to kind of maybe wait for the consoles to come out too to fully know exactly what's going to be an issue and what's not. So keep that in mind. Like there might actually, some of the stuff might actually get improved as well over time, or maybe just have to wait for the patch for it. Some of these leaks that we saw didn't maybe fully have that as a day one patch because it's not out yet. You know what I mean? Anyway, just keep that in mind too as well. But when it comes to this type of stuff, the PS5 Pro is not going to be perfect. Like, there will be some games that are going to not run perfectly, whether the developers don't want to go and put a lot of effort into it or spend the money on it, or sometimes the games are just rough. And we kind of talked about this in a separate video for both Alan Wake as well as Elden Ring. Both those games were doing well. Like, they were performing better than the base PS5. So you are still getting that improvement, but those games are just really hard to get a solid 60 FPS on. Now, using this as a good example over here too, the PS5 is also actually running at a lower frame rate, while the PS5 Pro is also getting a better frame rate and a more consistent almost 60 FPS, sometimes even spiking over that, which is a big deal. It's kind of just using a live reference over here for you guys to kind of see on like what the value would be, but it's not going to be perfect, because sometimes we saw Elden Ring also drop some games down below to like 35 frames, you know, at some points, because well, if there's a lot of stuff going on, or the game's not easy to be optimized on, or it's just a taxing game. Like Alan Wake was a taxing game, sometimes it would dip under 60 FPS. So it'll probably be a separate video for later on today, because it is a big deal. But keep that in mind too if you guys are trying to get your consoles. Like, it'll be running better, it will be better than the PS5, but some games are just not well optimized, and some games will have issues, and some games are just bad. Like, you know, just how it is, they have memory leaks, they're not coded well. Like, it does randomly happen, although that's why PlayStation tries to keep their standards up pretty high. So it's going to be probably pretty good for the PlayStation games, because duh. But also keep that in mind that like third-party games, maybe even like GTA 6, they're probably going to have their stuff together. They're going to probably impress everyone, but there is that small chance that maybe it doesn't run as well as it would run potentially if it was like made by PlayStation, if you know what I mean. But I'm sure it will. Like, that's maybe a bad example, but maybe Elden Ring once again is a good example where it's a little bit more optimized than like most PlayStation games, a little bit more optimized than how Elden Ring would be. And like, it's just the perfect example. So just keep that in mind. Like, a lot of these games will be going good. Like, we've actually seen improvements in a lot of games, and people are saying it's easy to implement. So ideally, most companies are gonna be cool with it, but just keep that in mind in the background that there might be a little bit of issues with it depending on the game. And like, if you might go on PC, it might run a little bit better on PC. It's gonna be better than the baseline PS5, which is the whole point. There's better specs internally, so no matter what, it will, and AI and all that. But also keep that in mind too, it's not gonna be a perfect console. Now, we can move on from that one too, because everything else has seen a lot of improvements though. Like PlayStation, we've shown gameplay, it looks great, looks nice. Some games are now consistent 60 FPS depending on the game. Like, this is the brand new, I forgot exactly what the game was called. I wish I kind of knew. It's like something like a Mirage or something. You guys can correct me in the comment section down below. But some of these types of games out here too are like, they're going to be running better. Like, they are confirmed at 60 FPS, confirmed better. Just want to keep everyone in mind that not every game will hit that 60 standard as much as we would want that to, going back to the Elden Ring idea. Either way, I think that was a good double whammy on both the good and the bad, if I had to go and say for my PS5 review on that. Now, we do want to go, and also once again, there's a little bit of an issue on this one. We'll be touching this again, but it does kind of go and show that some CPU games are actually not getting the best improvements. This is a very, very similar frame rate issue, which once again kind of goes back to the issue with it, and it might turn to a separate more video too as well. But most games that are CPU based, or more maybe focused on like a Minecraft, maybe focused on like I don't like those types of style of games, like those like maybe like a Skyrim, etc. Like that type of more Starfield is maybe a good example. Very bigger world games, sometimes like Baldur's Gate, sometimes like a Witcher, where there's just like a really big open environment in towns and stuff, and it just takes a little bit more to load, and it's more on the CPU than the GPU. So keep that in mind. This also might be a potential issue for that, but there's people, I mean, it's a slight improvement though, but it's good. Although once again, there also has been really good, now to get more on the positive sides, those a little bit, I think, some pretty good valid critiques. Like, there could be performance issues depending on the game and what you play and how you prefer it. So that's like, in the big picture, that's a big review. And then as well, so here's the PS5 Pro. Reminder that there is a lot of improvements though. Like, the PSSR is great, the PS4 vibe, cool to have that with the PSSR. And at the same time, you're gonna have a lot more ray tracing. We see a lot more shadow effects, better lighting effects, water effects, all that stuff. And I think that's some of the coolest things to go and see. We do actually, I mean, I myself, as I've kind of performed a lot of these videos earlier on, like kind of doing like the reactions of the leaked gameplay and stuff. And I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Like, I've truly been putting like a lot of effort. I mean, I'm not gonna be the best YouTuber, but I am, you know, trying. I generally am, as we try to learn. But it's kind of nice to see that there actually is like better improvements. Like, see, look in the actual water effects, it just looks more beautiful. The ray tracing is like nice. I don't know, it just makes it feel more alive, and I keep on saying that. Like, the coloring makes it maybe a little bit more darker, but like, look at these pictures. This is the PS5 Pro in this box. It's just a little bit nicer. It looks a little bit more realistic. Like, I think that's a good improvement. Same with like this water. Like, it just looks more realistic, less cartoony, less like a little book. And that's why I think I like the idea behind this. And as well, we keep on seeing these images too, and I'm going to pause it so you guys can fully see it. But this is like a see-through window, basically. And you can kind of see characters and models throughout it on this one, but it's really hard to see. It just looks more realistic. I really think this is a good improvement. And if this keeps on carrying on through on PC, on the PS6, the next Xbox, like, this is the vibe I like. Like, this is actually surprisingly making the games better. And we're trying to figure out like how we make the games better better besides better graphics? And this is kind of a cool idea. Like they're basically immersing people inside the game itself as a whole, and like they're trying to make everything feel realistic. I think that's so cool, and it is a nice feeling. Now that's why we like the extra lighting with ray tracing. You have the extra water effects, the shadow effects, facial features. All of that is really, really cool. This is why I like the idea of like a PSSR, because it's taking the load away from having to render all these random details, and you go put just RNG copy pasta like bricks and like water effects or whatever it might be, like street lines and grass. But then that kind of takes the load away because it's rendering all through AI, and then it goes and allows people to go put power into the ray tracing and utilize the GPU more. And that's kind of like this like double whammy of like one thing's really good and one thing's like also really good, but because they're so good, they're basically able to like pull open like the box. Like it's awesome. It's like they're kind of going on the same line. I think it's really cool. So I do want to say that's actually proper technology, and that for $200, that's pretty good. That's why I'm kind of thinking it's kind of a cool idea to even exist. If you don't have a PS5 already, get a PS5 Pro and play like all the really cool PlayStation games that have been around. You'll probably have a great time because you'll have some of the best gaming experiences, and it'll be a little bit more unique because not as many people are going to probably buy the Pro. I don't know. It's like seems cool. Now, granted, you could always wait for the PS6 or games that come to PC, and the PS6 will come in a few years, but it's probably going to be like 3 or 4 years until we kind of get it start rolling, you know, if anything. So I'm intrigued. I think it's kind of cool. So I think all the ray tracing updates are really nice. Now, they also had a chance throughout the video too. It's kind of hard because I'm just going to use them as a base reference, but always shout to them. They've been doing a phenomenal job for Digital Foundry. But when it comes to stuff, once again, the games look good. Using PSSR, they were kind of saying games like Stellar Blade, I think actually had a really good improvement. Like it actually adds a little bit more because you have all these cool textures and details already. Like look at this garbage. Like there was a really good amount of asset work on this. So all these brand new games that are also using PSSR that have these better already made models are able then to go and like implement in the game. So it looks even better because sometimes you can't want to copy paste like 50 different things in terms of like the initial start, but if you're using an AI to do it, it takes away the load, like I mentioned. So it's kind of making other cool games like you know, say Stellar Blade, which if you guys never play this game was awesome. You're literally just like a space waifu playing Dark Souls, but it's like one of those good Dark Souls games where it's not like, it's a knockoff, yeah. It's based on like the Soul style gameplay, but it's like good. It has like own twists, and there was like teleportation and stuff. Like it was generally a really good game. Like, I mean, yeah, some people may have not liked it or may not be like, oh, waifus, not for me. I don't know why you would think that, but it's a really good game. So once again, if you're utilizing this Pro, you have these max modes. We're also having a chance to use AI, and this is where kind of like something like an AI would kind of shine. And I keep on trying to give you guys good examples, like these bars. You don't really have to worry about different bars because they're just bars. You copy paste and it's fine. It works out. Or like these wall tiles. It's better to have something there than not. So the idea that we have a chance to see these little squares is really cool because this is basically what AI can be utilized to push into and implement. So because like it looks cool, it looks fine. I don't think there's something abnormal about that. Like, I mean, AI does have worries and people get scared, yeah. But like, I think at the end of the day, this is actually kind of cool because once again, if it takes away the load, it lets people have the ray tracing experience. And once again, it's like that weird metaphor I'm trying to go explain with like the paws or whatever, which I probably look like a cat or something. I don't know. Anyway. So I'm kind of going on a little bit of tangent over here, but I'm trying to give you guys some thoughts because I've been seeing so many different videos and I've been trying to keep you guys all updated. So it's been like in my mind, like I'm feeling like I'm seeing the connections. Maybe I don't know why PlayStation doesn't pay me at this point. I feel like I should have a job. I'm not a paid PlayStation plant or something. I think someone unironically in a YouTube comment said that. I mean, I can maybe make a little bit of money on a YouTube video, maybe like, I don't know, like $30 sometimes if you have like one of those really good videos that kind of pop on out. I just really like doing this. So I sometimes feel bad if people think I'm like, I don't know, I do so much. Like, I wouldn't do so much. I've made like 5,000 videos, and I kind of burnt myself out a little bit, but it's just kind of fun. Like, I don't know, being like in the midst of all this hype of the PS5 Pro and things going on in the first place, I just think it's a fun experience, which is also maybe a good review to add to like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm like, should be getting paid by PlayStation at this point. But like, I don't know if I really had to go and say like a proper number. I haven't given a number yet so far, because I kind of just give you guys the thoughts first and foremost. I'd give it like, on the must-buy scale, maybe like an 8, my dude. Like, it's pretty chill. If you have the money. Okay, there's like, once again, a few different levels. I would say if you don't have a PS5 already, never got one, I'd say like an 8.5. Go get it, bro. Why not? I think it's a pretty cool console, and I think you'll be pretty happy, and there's gonna be future games too. So it's like, you're gonna be able to play like GTA 6, Monster Hunter Wilds at pretty good like specs. There's gonna be something coming out from PlayStation for sure. They've been a bit on the drought, so they're gonna probably try to surprise us. Call of Duties, you know, even old school games. You're gonna probably have a fun time, like Spider-Man, God of War, Ragnarok. Like this whole console generation's been kind of actually okay. Could be way better, but like there's some good stuff. So I'd say go get it if you don't have one already. If you have a PC, I'd say if you have a good one, maybe just kind of stick with your PC. It's fine. Maybe get a PS5 on sale or buy one used, honestly, and pick up the games. At this point, it'd probably be a pretty good deal. Like, that's okay. If you don't mind waiting and you have a good PC, that's chill. Like, that's okay. I get it. If you have an Xbox, probably buy a Pro. Like, at this point, my dudes, like, I don't know, Xbox seems like they're kind of giving up a little bit on Xbox. We've made a few videos on it. I feel bad about it. But, like, why not? If you haven't got one yet, yeah, get the Xbox homies, go on the Pro. Why not? Well, it's not one of those weird clip things where someone clips that and end up on Twitter and people hate me or something. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But anyway, when it comes to all that stuff, I think that's kind of the call. Like, if you don't have a PS5 already and you like are kind of intrigued on this stuff, I would say go get one. Why not? But if you do have a PS5 as the last one, it's okay if you don't want to upgrade. The PS5 itself is going to be a good console. It's very hard. Like, even some comments are trying to say it's kind of marginal for them to even see these improvements in the first place. And I get it. Like, you have to kind of maybe look or whip out the magnifying glass. But if you really try to find the details for it, I think it's been pretty good. Like, I can kind of find it. But some people don't care that much, and they just maybe are casual gamers, their dads, their parents. Maybe they just don't really care about graphics that much. They don't have a crazy 8K TV. They're just kind of chilling, you know. I mean, I'm kind of like that myself sometimes. I have monitors for like the last 10 years, but they still work, so why not? So I get the vibe. So if you already have a PS5, it's okay not to get the PS5 Pro. I'd maybe put it like a 5.5, but you can also trade in your console if you don't mind doing that and get the Pro cheaper. That's not bad, which would maybe bump up my likelihood if I'd maybe do that strap. But if you already have a PS5, it's okay just to enjoy the games you have. Like, the future games will still be there. They're still going to have a chance to get bought. They're still going to look phenomenal because the graphics are pretty nuts. It's just really if you want that little extra edge, if you are like an enthusiast, you play a lot of PlayStation, you have a good job, you don't mind throwing the money on it, or you've never had a PlayStation already, it's just a good introduction. A little bit more expensive, but like it's probably going to be worth the money. It's pretty cool. Like, we like the vibe of it, and it will be sticking throughout the PlayStation 6 saga. Or maybe you're on the younger side and you just want to look at your first console and try to convince your parents. Maybe go and send this to your parents if you're like a kid out there trying to get your console, and be like, hey, this is basically a little bit more expensive, but it's going to last a little bit longer, and I'm probably not going to ask you for anything like this expensive again for a very long time, because if they're going to support the console for at least like 10 years, bro, if you're like, think about it this way, if you're like 13 watching a YouTube video trying to convince your parents for like a Christmas present or something, I don't know, a holiday present, bro, you could be like, hey, you don't have like one big thing and I'm gonna be super happy. You can maybe buy me like one game for Christmas. Like, I get it, like I totally get it, it's kind of expensive, mom and pop, like it's fine, but like you could probably be like, show them this and be like, hey, you're gonna be good for the next 10 years and it's gonna be a good, well-working console. And by that time, if you're like 13, you could probably be like 23 at that point, and you could probably get a part-time job and you're probably pretty chill. So I mean, like, I don't know, I think it's worth buying. I do think I like the PS5 Pro. I've kind of yapped a lot, but I think the technological jump is pretty cool with the ray tracing and utilizing that more. I think the price point is a little bit on the expensive side, yes, but either do a trade-in or kind of splurge a little bit because it's going to last a while, as by what PlayStation said this week. And like, it's just a cool console. I don't think you're going to really regret it. I think at the end of the day, if you have it for at least, I'd say 5 years, like maybe if you're one of those people who also don't want to maybe go get a PS6 on day one and kind of let it sit a little bit, that'll also kind of give you a little bit more of a time to kind of chill and relax, which maybe is what you also want to. I would say I want to get it. I bought it myself. I think the console itself is pretty cool. But at the end of the day, some people don't have the money, time, effort, or even maybe are not as much bigger gamers. They're okay with the PS5, okay with their Xbox, have a very nice PC, and they don't really care that much. They'll wait for the games to come to Steam or whatever, and that's okay if you guys fall in that demographic too. But I do think the PS5 Pro has impressed me more these past few weeks as I see more information on it, and I'm actually kind of curious on what you guys actually think too as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and my kind of general thoughts. I try to just kind of yap a lot the best I can. Once again, shout out to Digital Foundry. I think they've been doing phenomenal PS5 coverage, and I would love to hear everything as you had to say down below. Or if you guys got one, or if you guys didn't, it's totally okay. Like, at the end of the day, it's your money. I'm not going to judge you. But as well, if you guys want to subscribe here, I'd really much appreciate it. We're trying to get to 69,000 subscribers as well. We also have the affiliate links down below if you guys want to support the channel. If you guys do pick up a PS5 Pro, do very much greatly appreciate that. And of course, you can follow the Twitters and the YouTubes and the Twitch down below for the giveaway too as well, if you guys would like. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm excited to go into the PS5 Pro, what it has to offer for all of us, and you guys are all beautiful. I'll see you guys all throughout today for more some brand new videos, and enjoy your PS5 Pro if you guys did go end up getting one.